I had to wait a few weeks before I responded to this because, frankly, it pissed me off. When I first started going to Guts, I met with the preacher, with the pastor, with you, Bill, because I wanted to make sure that who is ever teaching my family was not full of shit, was somebody I could trust. Because that's my responsibility. That's my job, is to take care of my family. And we'd been going there for a few years now. And my wife enjoyed it. My daughter enjoyed it. And I did for a while. But something was changing and I couldn't tell what it was. But I stopped going to church. Well, honestly, I stopped going to a lot of places because, I ended up meeting my service dog. And I was planning on going back to church. But my wife was taking my service dog for me to get used to the area. And my wife volunteered at the church almost weekly with the children. And my daughter absolutely loved going to the kids' room. But then we find out that as soon as my wife goes and she has my dog, the police officer and the associate pastors come up to her and tell her that she is not allowed to come back as long as she has the dog because somebody might be allergic to it. Might be allergic to it. I obviously have enough issues that I need a service dog. If somebody has an allergy to the dog, first, they need to say something. And second, they can always go to a different side of the building or the sanctuary if it's that big of a deal. I personally call bullshit. I don't think that's what it was. Because that is a lousy excuse. You're a church. I bet my family's soul on going there. In the 90s, you were considered a biker church. You were known for accepting people all over the place, regardless. Come to our church. We're not going to judge you. We love you. I have always had problems going to church because I have found growing up that I was a child and I was invited to church all the time, but nobody ever asked me about my home life. And I found Christians tend to be like that. But I didn't really expect that to be like you. I didn't expect that to be Guts. I'm completely 100% disappointed. Would Jesus do that? Is that really what Jesus does? Tell somebody, oh, as long as you have a service dog, you can't come to church. You have to watch on the TV. I am not watching church on television. I don't go to church to hear the preaching. I go for the fellowship. The preaching is just a benefit. But what you did, it hurt. I have PTSD. I struggle trusting people. I'm always scared I'm going to put my family in danger. And here I put my faith and trust into a church that we'd been to for a few years that just dismissed us like it was nothing. And yet my wife volunteered, but we were nothing to you. I don't understand it. So do you not actually believe the words you say? It did take me this long to figure out. I mean, just because I can't wrap my head around it because I still can't believe it. I can't believe that you would choose to kick somebody with a service dog out. Even though the service dog did not cause problems, there were no issues. Dog didn't bark. The dog didn't play around. It did its job. It stays there with me or with my wife. So you created a problem. And I'm assuming that you knew about this because even if you didn't, It's your responsibility. It's your church. I thought I finally found a church that I could trust. Before I was going to Guts, I was going to this other really small church out of Owasso, but I had to have back surgery and I couldn't drive that far. It hurt. And so me and my wife, we had this strange feeling that we needed to go to Guts. We didn't know anybody at Guts, but we needed to go. So we went. My preacher from the other church actually quit talking to me because I quit going to his church. But I wasn't stopped going. I just couldn't go right now. But that was my experience with pastors. They're catty. They're petty. A lot of them are. But I really thought that you were different. I thought that you actually cared about people. Now, I may not agree with everything you say, but who can? It's not about that. I follow somebody's heart. I agree with their heart. But I didn't mean anything to you. I mean, just dismissed me like I was nothing simply because I have a service dog now. I'll probably never go to church again. I'm losing my faith in Christianity because I'm finding that Christians, they lack substance. They care more about making you be one way or the other way. They care more about concentrate on hell and the devil and demons. I just want to concentrate on loving people, being good to people. Before you decided to kick us out, I'd have back surgery. It was a pretty intense back surgery. I almost became paralyzed. In fact, if I wouldn't have had the surgery, I would have been paralyzed. It was an emergency surgery. I had 2 weeks to prepare for it. And so I was off work for almost 10 months and had no way, didn't know what to do. And so we did what people tell us to do and contacted the church. Guts wouldn't help us. We couldn't get groceries, but there was nothing there to help us. Nobody helping start a fundraiser or anything. I mean, but I was trying to take care of a family when I'm not working because I couldn't. Church wasn't there. I found that Guts is not there. It's really hurt, Bill. And I really think you need to know about it. That's why I'm making this video. It's one thing for me to be dismissed and act like I'm nothing. But my wife really tried. She was working hard. She volunteered all the time. And my daughter absolutely loved y'all's kids program. She'd get upset if she didn't get to go to church. So we went to church. We tried to go twice a week for her. And now they don't have it anymore. I'm not spreading things about you. I'm not even telling people that you did this. People know that somebody did this, but they don't know who. I'm not trying to ruin you. I couldn't anyway. I know you still do good things. I know there's people out there that absolutely love it there. We did. But I know now that it's a sham. You're not out there helping people. You're just trying to look like it. And my family deserves better than that. They deserve somebody that's not just going to let go of them like they're nothing. Because that's what you did. It's like we were nothing. I've been struggling a lot lately. Going in crowds. And my dog has helped a lot. And so I thought I was going to be able to start going back to church. But it's not in the cards for me. I'm glad I found out now, though. It's better than finding out 10, 20 years from now. You know, I always ask, what would Jesus do? What did Jesus do? It wasn't that. He would try to take care of everybody, especially if they're already hurting. Good luck.